I see these beautiful faces out there. Come on, clap your hands, rock to the beat. Here we go.
Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are one, one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Wow. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Okay, well, the coffee will kick in a few minutes, I'm sure. Right now it is very kind of mellow, except for the people who are at the retreat. You're very energetic and alive and alert and awake and enthusiastic about everything. We had a wonderful time yesterday. It was quite a day from about 10 o'clock to 3:30. I ended a little early. I said, you know what, we're finished. Go home and rest and go home and let all that take place. Let it all soak in so we remember. Yeah, we had 2 hours in the morning and about 3.5 hours in the afternoon. It was really 2.5 hours in the afternoon. Felt like 4.5 hours in some ways, but it went very quickly. So we had a great time. And I'll share a little bit about what we did talk about in a little bit. So it's Black History Month. I'm so grateful. I think the word is grateful. I'm so grateful because through the years, from the very beginning of my quest for truth, my greatest teachers have been Black ministers and teachers and friends who shared the truth with me in such a powerful way. The first one was my dear friend Carlos Anderson. We were doing a show together, and I just had read Shirley Valentine. I had my spiritual awakening, and I was talking to Carlos, who was a minister, and I said, tell me about this God thing, and he filled me in. Carlos was an amazing, amazing person. This woman here, Johnny Coleman, such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful teacher for me. And her minister, Dr. Mary Tumpkin in Miami, the Foundation for Better Living Center down there. Oh my God. This woman taught me that Bible can be funny. And it is. It's a riot when you really read it, when you read it in the right way. It's real. There's a lot of humor in there we just don't know. And she brought it out and had, this is funny. This is great stuff. This is really something we can use today, every day in our lives. And she was such a wonderful teacher. My teacher, Sylvia Sumter, who is now the minister at Unity of Washington, told me something that was really important. She said, when you're a minister, don't try to dazzle us with your knowledge of unity metaphysics. Tell us something that will heal us today. And I've always remembered that. Always remembered. So I'm so grateful for all my friends in the Unity movement. I could talk about them for an hour. They're so wonderful. But we're so grateful to be celebrating Black History Month here at Unity this week, this month. So thank you for celebrating. Yes, it's a wonderful celebration. We're here to celebrate everybody. Unity through diversity and diversity through unity. Our affirmation this morning is up here now. Coming out eventually. There it is. I am a necessary part of the universe. Without me, God is incomplete. Affirm that with me. I am a necessary part of the universe. Without me, God is incomplete. Close your eyes. That might sound weird. Without me, God is incomplete. But think of a Beethoven symphony. Think of the Ninth Symphony. If there was one note missing, we wouldn't have the whole symphony. Without you, that one perfect note in God's universe, one song. Without you, the universe is incomplete, but you are part of it and always have been, always will be. You are a powerful, joyful, necessary part of the divine plan. You came here with your own divine plan. You came here knowing what you wanted to do, but in some way, we may have experienced spiritual amnesia. We may have forgotten how powerful we are, why I came here. But as we focus on God within, as we focus on joy and gratitude and love, it will reawaken. We'll remember why we're here and what we're doing. Am I willing to step forward in faith and courage to be the perfect me that I already am? Take a breath and let go. Open your mind, open your heart to receive the truth today. I am a necessary part of the universe. Without me, God is incomplete. And so it is. Let's all stand, turn to your neighbor, wish each other a happy Sunday.
Good morning, Unity. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you're as excited as I am to be here. I always love coming here, and I say it every time I'm up here. It's kind of like my recharge session, you know. It's like you plug in your phone and you're at 100%, you're ready to face the day confidently. This is my plug-in and recharge session. So I always walk out of here feeling 100% and ready to face whatever comes my way from a spiritual basis. So I'm grateful that we have this community, Paul and all the board and everything that they do to keep this thing running and to keep me recharged. So greatly appreciated. Okay, we're going to welcome now anyone who is here for the first time. Would you like to raise your hand? Anybody here for the first time? If you would. Welcome, welcome. They're going to hand you a card. Please take that card over to our gift shop, and they will greet you, give you a little present, and give you some information. So please stop over to the gift shop. It's directly across the breezeway through the double doors, right out to this side of the sanctuary. Okay, now very importantly, and we are very fortunate to have an incredible music team here. It's headed up by James McCoy, and I'm going to turn it over to him for just a couple of minutes to tell us what's going on.
Thank you, David. So good to see all of you this morning. He's here with us once again. Won't you please welcome Mr. John Rose at the piano and the keyboard. And a very good friend of ours, a consummate professional. He's here with us for the very first time. Won't you please welcome Mr. Lou Abbott at the drum set. Thank you, Lou. And our featured soloist is Mr. Gary Stevens this morning. And we have music from Stephen Sondheim and Irving Berlin. So there you go.
Thank you, James. I'm excited to hear it. Okay, now it's time for our community updates. As always, there's so much going on here. Just remember, don't let it confuse you or overwhelm you. It's always on our website. It's on the bulletin. There's so many ways you can find out about these. But let me give you a few brief updates. Firstly, hospitality hour. Every Sunday, as you know, after the service, there's hospitality hour right over in the Friendship Hall. Once again, directly across the breezeway through the double doors. Please join us. Get some caffeine, get some sugar, get some food, and have some good conversation. Also, as you're heading towards the Friendship Hall, there is an amazing experience awaiting you in our gift store. Please stop in there. It's open from 12 to 1 every Sunday for some interesting gifts, fun items that you want for your spiritual enrichment, books, etc. Please stop in there, see them. It's a very enthusiastic group running the bookstore. We thank you for your service. Thank you. You will definitely see them and hear them when you walk into the bookstore, so please. Alrighty. We have an amazing group of people also here, our prayer chaplains. If you would please stand. These are the, yes, thank you. These are the folks that are a great connection for you. If you have a need for prayer, you have a concern, you just have a question, please stop by. They're here to help you along your spiritual path, so please use them. They're a great resource. They've been through training, and they're ready to help you out, and they can help you understand further concepts of the Unity way of life and our way of prayer, etc. So please use them. They're available for you. They'll be along the sides of the sanctuary near the end of the service if you need to see or have them identify further. Okay. Continuing on with so many things going on. Next Saturday, the men's group. This is a special session. This is the Barry, I hope I'm saying it, Auchitel. Am I saying that correct? I hope I didn't slaughter it. But it's very interesting. It's a card selection experience. It offers an uplifting space to learn, to trust spirit within, and affirm we are guided, supported, and connected. So what could fit into the Unity mindset and thought and way of living more than that? So please join us, men, on February 21st, next Saturday. Next Sunday, the 22nd, is our annual meeting. Annual means once a year. So please show up. It's very important to be there. You check in about 12:45. It's going to be in here in the sanctuary. It's going to be between 1 and 2 p.m. after the service next Sunday. So they're going to talk about what's happened over the past year. They're going to look ahead to what's coming up this year, and also the election of new board members. So all members, please arrive 12:45 to 1 o'clock. Be ready to vote for your new board members. Anyone is allowed to attend. It's just that only members are allowed to vote for the board during that election. But please do join us for that. Sunday, February 22nd. Next day, book club, February 23rd, on Zoom at 6:30. Bobby Newman is covering a book called The Only Woman in the Room. And those of you that haven't met Bobby, she is a delightful presence, a positive energy. Please join her for the book club. I think you'll really enjoy that. She has some great insight along the way. Chili Cook-Off, March 1st. Anybody here for that last year? Who was here for the Chili Cook-Off? Yes. How good was that? I know I left feeling overly stuffed, so please join us this year. And go online, buy your tickets. When you get to the Chili Cook-Off, you get to vote for your favorite one, and the winners will be announced by the end of it. So please join us and enter your special and unique chili recipe, if you would. March 7th is our yard sale, or a trunk sale, or, I believe, what is it? Tag sale, that's right. So it's a tag sale. So anything that you would like to donate, it would be greatly appreciated. There are boxes out in the front area of the sanctuary, and if you could just drop those off, that will really help us to help cover some budgetary needs that we have in the upcoming year. So please be generous with your donations. Next, let's see, what is that? Oh, the next bingo, Friday, March the 13th. Save that date. Anybody that's attended the bingo, you know that it's a lot of fun. So please join us for that on March the 13th. Very importantly, on March 16th, there's the AmeriCosmos Experience. This is with an artist named Matt Venuti. It's a 75-minute immersive, multi-sensory event. It's held in the sanctuary. And please come for the reception before. It's an hour before, where there's wine, cheese, hors d'oeuvres at 6, and then the actual experience starts at 7 in the sanctuary. So if you arrive for the hors d'oeuvres, it's over in the Friendship Hall. We know where that is, across the breezeway through the double doors, and then at 7 o'clock come in and join for this truly unique and exciting experience. I have not had the opportunity to see him, but what I've seen about this online looks really exciting and very interesting, so please join us for that. Once again, yes, lots going on here, but you can always look on unitybroward.org/events, and you can always find everything that's going on at Unity. So please join us online there and keep up with everything going on here. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Rita for our reading of the day.
Thanks, David. Good morning. I have the pleasure of reading today's reading for today in celebration of Black History Month. And this reading was written by one of Unity's first Black female ministers, Reverend Dr. Johnnie Colemon. We saw her picture earlier. One day, I received a call from my family doctor. "Johnnie," the doctor said, "I can no longer be of help to you. There is no cure for your condition. The prognosis is that you have approximately 6 months to live." My mind began to race with thoughts of hurt, guilt, and fear. How could my doctor desert me at a time like this? I did not know what to do. One morning, as I was sitting in the living room, my mother's little booklet called The Daily Word fell off the coffee table onto the floor. As I bent over to pick it up, 8 words caught my attention. God is your health. You can't be sick. I felt as though an earthquake had just occurred. Who were the people who had the nerve to print such nonsense? The people were the Unity School in Missouri. I journeyed there, and I gained the knowledge that gave me a new lease on life. I learned of the law of creation and that it works for me every time, on time. My only task was to apply it to my daily life. My doctor didn't know how right he was when he said I only had 6 months to live. I had only 6 months to live in that old way of thinking about who I am, who God is, and my relationship to God. As a spiritual being, look within to your indwelling Christ and know there is nothing impossible for God. Consequently, nothing is impossible for you. Using Unity's healing principles, Reverend Johnnie Colemon was soon cancer-free and lived another 60-plus years building one of the largest New Thought churches on the planet in Chicago. Thank you, Johnnie Colemon, for your powerful healing ministry. And so it is.
Everybody says don't, everybody says don't, everybody says don't. It isn't right, don't, it isn't nice. Everybody says don't, everybody says don't, everybody says don't walk on the grass, don't disturb the peace, don't skate on the ice. Well, I say do, I say walk on the grass, it was meant to feel. I say sail, tilt at the windmill, and if you fail, you fail. Everybody says don't, everybody says don't, everybody says don't get out of line. When they say that, then you know that's a sign. 9 times out of 10, you are doing just fine. Just a ripple, come on, be brave. This time a ripple, next time a wave. Sometimes you have to start small, climbing the tiniest wall. Maybe you're going to fall, but it's better than not starting at all. Everybody says no, everybody says stop, everybody says mustn't rock the boat, mustn't touch a thing. Everybody says don't, everybody says wait, everybody says can't fight City Hall, can't upset the cart, can't laugh at the king. Well, I say try, I say laugh at the kings or they'll make you cry. Lose your poise. Only takes a minute, but you gotta make a noise. Everybody says don't, everybody says can't, everybody says wait around for miracles. That's the way the world is made. I insist on miracles. If you do them, miracles, nothing to them. I say don't be afraid.
Thank you, Gary. That's a lot to sing on a morning. That's a lot of words. It's Sondheim. Thank you, Gary. That was great. Everybody's always saying, don't do this, don't do that. What have you been told? Don't do what? You know, we're all told something. Women are told, don't step out of line, especially my generation before. If you're a male and you wanted to do something different, don't do that. Who do you think you are? We're told don't so often, but here at Unity we say do. Do. Walk in the grass it was meant to feel. If you fall, you fail, and then you get up and you do it again. You try it a different way. There is no failure in spirit. So this morning, a few weeks ago, I was thinking we were going to be doing the retreat on Valentine's Day about the wounded heart and healing, and I said, what would be a good Valentine's weekend talk? Oh, and Spirit brought something to mind. I said, oh, that would be great. It's one of my favorite plays, one of my favorite films, turned into a film. So today we're going to look at the play called Shirley Valentine. Now, who here has never heard of Shirley Valentine? Put your hand up. Oh my gosh. Wow, okay, so this is going to be a new experience for you. That's wonderful. Shirley Valentine was a one-woman play that opened in the West End in London in 1988, and then it moved to Broadway, where it won the Tony Award for the performer Pauline Collins, who you may remember as Sarah in Upstairs, Downstairs, if you're a British show connoisseur like me. Pauline Collins is such a wonderful performer, actress. She passed a few months ago I think she was 89. Wonderful, wonderful performer. And later she did the movie version, which came and went so quickly. I think it was in the theater maybe for 3 weeks. I was grateful enough to see it there. But if you want to see it later, it's on YouTube. You can watch it for free on YouTube if this sparks any interest in that. Now, why is not a success as a movie is interesting, probably because it dealt with the life of an English Liverpudlian, a middle-class woman, going through a spiritual change of life, and I guess it was not a subject that was all that interesting for most of the country. But those of who haven't heard of it, you haven't even heard of it, so it came and went so quickly. But it not only shows us that some of the challenges in our lives are worthy of us to take a look at. I mean, all of our challenges are worthy to take a look at to see what's going on, what's happening in my life, why am I on this path? We're here to proclaim our worthiness as creations of spirit. We're here to know the truth that you are a child of God and you deserve every good in your life. So that's what Shirley Valentine's really talking about. It's a spiritual journey. It looks like something a little different we'll get into, but it's an awakening of the truth of who we are. It reveals our spiritual hunger when we're not being authentic in our lives. That would seem to be a huge responsibility for a simple comedy with one woman. But the playwright, Willie Russell, has done a tremendous job in revealing some deep and deeply funny truths about our journey to spiritual wholeness. Now, to refresh the memory of the two people who saw it, and if you have never seen the play, Shirley Valentine, born Shirley Bradshaw, is a 42-year-old housewife from Liverpool who once had an idyllic marriage to her longtime boyfriend, Joe. And the relationship, after many, many years, has turned into a tired, civil-ish relationship of two people who barely speak to each other, who still share a house. Her kids have all grown up, both of them have grown up and moved out, and it's only the two of them left now, and she boils down what's left of the relationship with this line. He used to love me because because I was a nutcase. Now he thinks I'm a nutcase. He used to love me because of it, and now I just annoy him. That's where the relationship has ended up. One day while shopping for dinner, she runs into a very successful former classmate of hers. John, would you play this clip? I'm going to show a little clip of Shirley running into her classmate here.
Got a bit more shopping to do. Well then. And there was real affection in that kiss. It was the sweetest kiss I'd known in years. Goodbye, Shirley. Goodbye, Shirley Valentine. Goodbye, Shirley Valentine. What's happened to her? What happened to Shirley Valentine? She got married to a boy called Joe. And even though her name was changed to Bradshaw, she was still Shirley Valentine for a while. She knew who she was. But somewhere along the way, the boy called Joe turned into him. And Shirley Valentine turned into this. And what I can't remember is the day, or the week, or the month, or when it happened. When it stopped being good. When Shirley Valentine disappeared and became just another name on the missing persons list.
He says he still loves me, you know. He doesn't. It's just something he says. It's funny, isn't it, I love you? It's like it makes everything all right. Like you can be beaten and battered and half insane, and if you complain, he'll say, "What's wrong? You know I love you." I love you. They should bottle it and sell it. It cures everything.
Thank you, John. Those are eggs, yes. That's the next thing. Okay. Great, thank you. Yeah, that's just a little clip. I mean, it's really funnier than that. That just happens to be a very serious kind of scene. But when Joanne Lumley, the woman who plays the classmate, met her, she said, "Didn't you used to be Shirley Valentine? Didn't you used to be Shirley Bradshaw? Weren't you that person? Now who are you? What happened to her? Where did her marriage go wrong?" Did you ever have a love relationship go wrong? There are like 10 of us. Okay, great. I guess the question should be, is there by any miracle anybody who never had a relationship go sour? Okay, thank you. Why are they so difficult? Why are relationships so hard for any length of time? You know, a lot of us can fall in love and have a wonderful relationship for a month, 2 months. I counseled a woman years ago who said, all of my relationships end at 6 months. I said, all of them? All of them. And she said, I'm here to find out why. And I said, well, what are you affirming? She said, what do you mean? She said, you just told me everything ends with very firmly and with a lot of conviction. All of my relationships end at 6 months. She said, well, I'm just saying that because it's true. I said, it's true because you're saying that. She couldn't hear it. What we affirm and know without a doubt comes true. All of my relationships end at 6 months. Together? No, been there, done that. No, I want something longer. So I think she finally got it. She finally got it. after that, the one that she was with. She said, I'm with him for 5 months now. It's going to end in a month. Does he know that? No, but it always does. I'll be here when you're ready to change your mind. And are we ready to change our mind about what is limited, what we keep limiting in our lives? Quit affirming that which you do not want. It takes a lot to have a relationship. It's one of the most spiritually advanced things we can do on the planet is to live with another person and grow with that individual. We know it takes a lot of spiritual qualities to make a relationship thrive: love, understanding, compassion, empathy, joy, excitement, open communication. And as we talked about at the retreat yesterday, one of the most important things is trust and safety. If we don't trust our mate, if we don't feel safe with them, it's already done. It's already over. A relationship that works is when two people are going along the same track at the same time, no matter how long. But when one, if it's either them or you, go take a left turn and they're going they're straight ahead, then our relationships have ended in that way. Unless we can come together and celebrate the directions they're going, if we can't, then we need to move on. Joan Baez once said, the easiest kind of relationship for me is with 10,000 people. The hardest is one. It is. It's very difficult. Can be. The key to having a relationship with one person that works is to affirm and know and see that other individual is a child of God, is perfect and holy and wonderful just as they are, that we have fallen in love with God. And then it begins to work if we can see that every single day. Now, that is difficult, and it takes some work sometimes, but I'm the one who needs to do the work. We have to affirm daily and know, sometimes hourly, that the person I live with, the person I love, is kind and loving and warm and interesting and worthy of being honored and loved, a person who has dreams and desires and goals as I do, and who will not be much fun unless they are accepted and encouraged and celebrated for their divine purpose in life as well as me. If we come at it from a spiritual perspective, the relationship will then work. In other words, treat the person as yourself. What did our elder brother say? Love your neighbor as who? You, as yourself. Because they are yourself. Your partner, your spouse is you. Showing up in this wonderful, exciting, challenging way. See that person as a mirror of God. And treat them as you would be treated in a loving relationship. Now, unfortunately, Shirley didn't have that with her husband, Joe. She said it was wonderful when they first got married, as it always is, the honeymoon period. But as the years came and went and their children grew up and left, the marriage stopped being a living, growing, and holy relationship. And how does that happen? Life becomes rote. Over and over and over again, the same thing every week. Life for Shirley had become merely an existence. She wasn't living anymore, she was existing. But Shirley always had a dream. She said, my dream is to sip wine in the country where the grape is grown, sitting by the sea, looking at the sun. That was the dream she kept holding on to for her whole life. That's her dream, and she had a chance finally to experience, to have that dream come true, because her best friend Jane won a trip to Mykonos, to Greece, for 2 weeks, and she has invited Shirley as her +1. So when the opportunity to have her dream come true turns up, just like us, if you're like Shirley, what happens? You turn it down. You say, no, I can't do that. Shirley comes up with every excuse in the book not to go. Joe can't take care of himself. I don't have the wardrobe for Greece. I don't know the language. What will my kids say? Who do I think I am for leaving my responsibilities here at home? Making excuses for not having our good is as old as humankind. We have all come up with excuses for not having the good we want. In the book of Leviticus, we find what happens when we place the blame for ourselves outside of ourselves. And the ancient Hebrews had a really wonderful way of taking care of that. So in the book of Leviticus, the Hebrew people found an answer to their challenges, and it was called an escape goat. When the challenges and the problems got to be too much for the people, a healthy male goat was brought to the temple. In a formal ceremony, the high priest of the tribe would place his hand on the goat's head and read a list of the problems that people gave him to release. So he would read the challenges, and he would feel the energy go into the goat, and then the goat was set free, taking all the worries and all the anxieties with him into the pasture. Of course, the goat needed Ativan at that point, but what did you give me? Stop that. But even 4,000 years later, we're looking for a scapegoat to put the challenges on. He won't let me go to Greece. She won't let me get a job. She said, the job I like anyway. She said, well, we have too much insurance to take care of. My boss never tells me how good I am, so I guess I'm not going to get a promotion or a pay raise after 5 years. We're always putting our responsibility outside of ourselves. One excuse given to the Oklahoma Department of Human Services for a delinquent child support payment was, I can't afford to pay child support because I'm too far behind on my cable bill. Our priorities, I guess. YouTube, Netflix over the child. A man, this has actually happened, a man was put on a strict weight loss plan by his doctor, but he gave into a temptation one morning of devouring a dozen donuts at one time. We've all been there. Don't look like that. You've been there. We've been there. But he felt really awful afterwards, as we do. During, it's fun. After, it's like, oh, why did I do that? So he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, why did you do that? And the man said it was God's fault. He said, I was driving by, and there was an open parking space right in front of the bakery. It was a sign. God wanted me to have the donuts. When all else fails, use God as a scapegoat. But making excuses is just giving our power away. And it creates in our minds a power, a separate power, that has the ability to determine what my life is going to be. And it doesn't. Where's the power, good truth students? Where do we find the power? Oh, I don't know where. Oh, let me take a note. Where do we find that? It's inside. It's within you. The kingdom, the power of God is right here within us at every moment. I get to make a choice. Am I going to eat 2 dozen donuts? Am I going to have a bite of a donut? What is Spirit telling me today? If you're going to want to meet a weight goal, am I going to eat that? No, I'm going to make another choice. The day we stop making excuses for the way our lives are going is the day we take back our power. Make that today. Determine today. Today is the day I'm going to change my life. I'm going to take my power back, and I'm going to listen within to what I really need to do. Well, Shirley finally gives into her dream when she begins to serve her husband supper. It's fried egg and French fries, chips and egg. But because it's Thursday night, and Thursday night is always, for years, steak night, you can see Joe's mind, the brain cells are popping because he doesn't know what night it is. He's looking and said, chips and eggs is Monday night. He said, it's Thursday. What happened to my steak? What happens? Shirley was babysitting the dog next door, and the dog was a vegetarian and would only eat yogurt, so she gave it steak, and he loved it. So she didn't have steak for Joe, and he wanted to know why. He says, I gave it to the dog. He says, what dog? The neighbor's dog. Oh, so I worked my brains off for you to give you a nice home, and you're giving me chips and egg. And he freaks out, and he throws the egg on her. And that is what makes her snap, and she says, I'm going to Greece. He says, I'm not going to Greece. He says, no, but I am. And she's gone. She goes to Greece. What happens is we get into a rut. We get into that rut. Every night, the same thing. My grandmother made chicken on Monday, steak tips on Tuesday, fish on Friday. You knew, if I forgot what day it was, I took a look to see what my grandmother was cooking. It was the same thing every single week. We feel like our lives are manageable when we do daily routines like that. We feel like we have some kind of control over our lives, but the joyful spontaneity is missing. When we have to be home by dinner at 6 on the dot every night for the same thing you've had for every Thursday for 20 years. So many of us have accepted a life that leaves our dreams out because we have that road. I can't get out of that road. I have to serve him that meal. I have no time to do for me. Well, I guess my dream didn't come by 30 or 35, so I guess I'm going to have to do this my whole life. Why? 30 or 35 is something I created. It isn't something that the universe is telling me I have to do. Yes, I wanted to travel. I wanted to live near water. I wanted to write. I wanted to have a design business. But real life showed up. I guess I have to grow up. That's an excuse. Real life getting in the way is just an excuse. It's something we made up. Real life is what God within you has waiting for you, but instead we choose to watch that same rerun over and over and over again because we feel some kind of safety in that. I had a minister friend years ago, and she said, oh my God, I got so busy with the classes and the retreats and doing every Sunday morning and doing this meeting and doing the board and children. She had 3 kids and she had a husband, she had a house. She said, finally, out of frustration, she says, all I want is time to read. I just want time to read. She ended up in the hospital for 3 months. She had time to read. She said, oh, I guess I really should have been more specific. And I would invite you to be specific about what you want in your life. She says, I could have done it differently. I don't have to be in crisis to have my good. So I ended up doing it because I didn't think of it there was any other way. I just told the universe, all I want is time to read. And that's what happened. Shirley says at one point, the only thing I ever wanted was to travel. And she never got out of Liverpool. She said she pictured herself as a flight attendant, an air hostess. But in school, the headmistress degraded her whenever she had the possibility to do so. She said, oh, Shirley, put your hand down. You couldn't possibly know the answer to that question. And when Shirley had the answer, she said, somebody must have told you. Put your hand down. Shirley, you'll never amount to anything. So when we hear things as a child, we tend to believe them. And we tend to believe them as a child, as a teenager, as a 20-year-old, as a 50-year-old. When we've never heard anything different outside of us, we have to remember, we have to go inside, we're going to hear the truth. We're going to hear what Spirit has to say. So what were you told when you were 8, 9, 10? We talked about that a little bit yesterday. We need to let that go because that was then, and we were raised by people who didn't know that they had the power. Were you told you didn't have the ability or the talent for something? Everybody says don't. Everybody says stop. Everybody says can't fight City Hall. Were you told you weren't bright enough? Don't sing, you'll ruin the song for everybody. It's just happy birthday. I don't care, don't sing. You're throwing everybody off. An actress friend of mine was told when she was growing up, all the way till she left the house, she said, her mom said, it's a good thing you have personality because you'd starve if you had to rely on your looks. Imagine a mother telling that to somebody. You may have heard that yourself or some version of that. And she was actually very attractive. She just didn't believe that she was. Never believed that she was attractive. We can only afford to send one of you to college and we're sending your brother. Okay. Don't ask for anything, you'll look greedy. I had a friend years ago, his mother taught him growing up, always decline twice before accepting something. Why? It's polite. So, would you like some cake? No. Would you like some cake? No, thank you. Please have a piece of cake. Okay. He found out when he got into the world, people didn't often ask twice. Do you want cake? No. Okay. More for me. Wait a minute. No. What? You're supposed to ask 3 times. They didn't understand the rules. But God within you says, I gave you the talent. I gave you the gift. It's yours for the taking. My intelligence in you is more than enough for you to survive and to thrive in your life. Sing your song because I gave you that voice. The voice you have, I don't care. Who cares if anybody doesn't like it? If you enjoy singing, sing. Elaine Stritch, who sounded like a frog, made a living out of it. This Bray, she's, here's to the ladies who lunch. She's an amazing actress. It didn't matter that she couldn't sing in a pretty way, but she made a living being herself. Spirit says, you are my beloved daughter, and if you want to go to college, go to college. Step forward and do it, and it will show up. God within you has an affirmative answer for everything you've ever dreamed and anything you've ever imagined. There isn't a dream or desire you could have that God within you doesn't have a way for it to express in your life. We just think, because I don't see it or I can't imagine the possibilities, that it's not here, but the truth is it's here right now. If you have the dream, it was implanted in you from the very beginning. Except when we purposefully or unconsciously push it away. We limit God by believing my way of doing it or my way of imagining it has to be the only way, and that isn't the truth at all. Shirley Valentine pushed her good away by believing she could only go to Greece if her husband was going to go as well. She told herself, Shirley, you're 42, nothing good is ever going to happen for you. And now the universe has given Shirley Valentine her dream, and she finally accepts it because her husband pushed her over the edge. She accepted because she got angry enough to do so. And finally she said to herself, she said, Shirley, you're only 42. And isn't it marvelous you get to do this? And she was off. If you've been coming here for any length of time, you know one of the things I talk about a lot is living your dream, because that is why you're here. You're here on the planet to live your dream, to become the perfect, wonderful, creative being that you are. And how are you going to do that? You know in your heart what that is. We have just keep turning it down. Say, I'll never be able to do that. I'll never be able to have that. And that becomes our affirmation. All my relationships end at 6 months. Well, that's not a very fun dream. No, I'm just telling the truth. It's like it's the truth because we're telling it. And we're telling it with passion and vigor. Every single one of us have that negative thing that we keep holding on to. And then we come here on Sunday morning, I have us affirm, I'm alive, alert, awake, and enthusiastic about life. And I'm alive, alert, awake, and enthusiastic about life. Is he done yet? God, I have to go to brunch. What is it? And we have no energy behind the truth. We need to put as much energy behind the truth as we've been saying about the negative stuff. When you do that, we'll begin to see when we wake up in the morning, our lives will be different. But I have to get excited about it. I have to be like Shirley and say, I'm going to Greece. I'm only 42. I'm only 88. I'm only 104. I still have minutes left. Let's go. Your dream is your key to realizing your divine inheritance from the universe. Nietzsche observed that he who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. If you've got the why, if you know why you're here, how is nothing. It's immaterial. How is going to show up for you is going to be revealed to you step by step. If you know that your heart's desire has to come forth because it comes from God, from the universe, then how is secondary, third, fourth, way down the list? You should say, I'm here and I can't wait to see how this is going to work out. The way, the manner of the unfoldment is God's to do, not yours. Spirit's going to reveal it perfectly. We can do that by calling forth the power, the beauty, the joy, the love of God within us at any time. You can change your mind today, right at this very moment, and say, I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to say what I want and say, all right, Spirit, show me. What do I need to do? Today I will do that. I will step forward and I will do that. The truth of God will always reveal itself to you when you say the truth. Maybe in words you've never said to yourself before. Okay, I want the women here, just the women for now. Women to affirm with me, I am beautiful. Together? I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am smart. I am interesting. I am loving. I am perfect just the way I am. That's wonderful. God, gold star for everyone. All right, guys, together. I am strong. I am intelligent. I am strong. I am intelligent. The women did way better so far, okay? I'm going to do that again. I want guys with power, all right? I am strong. I am intelligent. I am attractive. I am perfect just the way I am. All right, the women again. I am strong. I am intelligent. I am attractive. I am perfect just the way I am. The women are ahead. Okay, guys, affirm. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am smart. I am loving. I am perfect just the way I am. You're doing better. Now, everybody together, I am a great friend. I'm a great lover. I'm a great person. I am perfect just the way I am. I am safe in my skin. Take a breath. Doesn't that feel much better than I'll never find a boyfriend, I'll never find a girlfriend, nobody will ever want me? Those are really bad affirmations. Please don't do those anymore. These are great. I am loving, I am kind, I am joyful, I am creative, I am successful. These are the affirmations of spirit. These are the truth of who we are. We've got to say those every day with power and with energy. We're a very laid-back group here. You're one of the most laid-back unity centers I've ever been in. It's like, yeah, it's great. I am powerful. I am wonderful. It's great. Okay, when is lunch? Yeah, I get it. Okay, fine. But we have to call that forth all the time. Now, some of those are hard. I would invite you to take a look. Which one was a hard one for you to say? Take a look and affirm that. We affirm them not to make them true. We affirm them because they are true. We think I'll never be loved because I don't look like Tiffany or Brittany or Destiny or any other person that has a Y in their name. I don't look like Brad or Tom or Matt or Arnold or John Claude, and I'm over 22. What am I going to do with my life? Oh, my God. None of that is important unless you declare that something is important. It's not important if it's not important to your divine plan. If you're 55 and 85 or 95 or you have silver hair and you're joyful and creative and love life and love what you're doing, then you exude a life force more powerful than any confused 19-year-old ever will. As long as you know who you are and move forward passionately, you're a wonderful, interesting person that everybody would want to know. So Shirley goes to Greece, but Jane finds a man on a plane with a private villa on Mykonos, and she disappears after they land. For days and days, Shirley doesn't see her, and she says, here we go again. I'm being abandoned by Jane. Nobody's with me. So she ends up in Mykonos and talking to a rock, but because it's a Greek rock, the rock doesn't understand what she's saying. And she says, I gotta come, what am I doing? I'm just sitting by myself like I do at home. So she said, I've got to turn myself around. So she loves to travel. So I'm gonna go travel. I'm gonna go find out what's going on here. She goes out sightseeing. She tries calamari, which she's never done before. She speaks a few words of Greek, and she meets a man named Kostas. She goes to his taverna, and she asks him to move a table and chair to the water so she can fulfill her dream of sipping wine in a country where it's grown and watching the sun goes down at the water. And he does, and she has a shocking revelation. It didn't feel like her dream at all. She said, I've wanted this my whole life, and it's nothing. That ever happened to you? The dream wasn't what you thought it would be? Like you did it, oh my God, thank you, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, what did I dream? You know, if you dream it in, you can dream it out. Think again, what is it you want to do now? Nothing's ever lost. We think the realized dream is going to make us happy, but the dream doesn't make us happy. We're not happy because we find success. We're successful because we're happy. Do we understand that? It isn't the thing you're looking for, it's you being happy and letting that unfold. We're happy because we know we're spiritual beings with the flow of good here. We're not happy because we got a promotion. We got a promotion because we are expanding into the divine flow of good, and we know we accept it. We know we deserve it. We have to know it first, and then it will unfold in the way it's going to. The dream is just a guidepost. Our joy is what we're going for. The realized dream is an indicator that we're moving in the direction of our heart. The dream of sitting and drinking wine where the grape is grown is only the tip of the iceberg. It was only the beginning. It was like, surely, where are you in your life? If you're not happy within, the wine and the water is not going to make you happy. Shirley says, my life has been a crime against God because I didn't live it fully. I think one of the most important lines in the play. My life has been a crime against God because I didn't live it fully. I'd allowed myself to live this little life when inside of me there was so much more. Shirley Valentine got lost in all this unused life. Oh, that's powerful. We get lost in a life that we just go rote by day by day without creating the life we came to live. We have so much in us to use our goals and our desires, but as she says, if we don't use them, we get lost inside of the anxiety. How do we change that? How do we turn our lives around? We can change it by opening ourselves up to the divine flow. We have to consciously live a life that we came to live and to let Spirit guide us to that success, but we have to get joyful, we have to get grateful first. There's the key. You got to get joyful, you got to feel that excitement. I'm alive, alert, awake, and enthusiastic about life. I can't wait to see what this day brings. Let's go. Let's do it. And then remain open and receptive and childlike. Unless we become a child, Jesus said, we're not going to inherit the good that we have. We've got to get excited. No, kids are real excited about mud. When was the last time you got excited about something? Get excited about your life, and it will begin to show up. The man she's seeing, Costas, who owns the taberna, says, dreams are never in the place that we think they're going to be. We think they're going to be somewhere, but it's really within us, and then when we open up, we'll see the dream unfolding. Shirley tells Costas about how men talk with her. She said, nobody ever listens to me. She said, I can be invisible. And do you ever feel invisible sometimes with people? He says, what's happening? What's going on? She tells Costas, with most fellas, it's like you say something like, my favorite season is autumn, and most fellas go, isn't my favorite season spring? See, what I like about spring is that in spring, and then you get 10 minutes of why he likes spring. You end up talking about what he wants to talk about, or you don't talk at all. You wind up talking to yourself. So nobody's listening to her because she doesn't think she's valuable. If we think you're valuable, and we know that we are, then we become a magnet for those who would be likewise. If we don't think we have anything interesting to say, if we don't think we're worthy, we become invisible. So she awakens to the truth within her. She awakens to a new sense of self. She's told she is beautiful by Costas. She's appreciated for being who she are, stretch marks and all, as he says. And she surprised herself by making love to this Greek man. And a new thought comes to her, would anybody really miss me if I never went home? She has fallen in love. She's not with Costas. She's fallen in love with freedom. She's fallen in love with her life, finally. His kindness and compassion for her sparks something within her. She says, I've fallen in love with the idea of living. I've fallen in love with the idea of living. Now, all stories that we read, any powerful story, anything in the Bible or The Wizard of Oz or Peter Pan, they all have a core of spiritual truth. If it doesn't have a spiritual truth, it's not a very good story. We just kind of read it and we let it go. This has a very powerful spiritual metaphysical message for us. Now, as Jung said, we all have female and male energy within us, and every character in every play is us in some way. You know, Adam represents the outer thinking mind, and Eve represents the inner intuitive mind, but both Adam and Eve energies are within every person. Shirley is our feeling intuitive side that has been isolated and deprived of the analytical reasoning process. All she is she's swimming with her own thoughts, and she can't even put it together. Now, Costas represents a higher thought process of reason, open ideas, and new possibilities. And she feels the truth when she's with him. She knew the truth in her heart. She knew it her whole life. She just didn't know how to get there. Shirley couldn't figure out how to get that good out. When our souls, represented by Shirley, have been overwhelmed by the limited ego mind, her husband Joe, then we don't believe that anything good can ever happen for us again. The ego says, you're too old for your dreams to come forth. You're safe at home. Stay put. If you go out there, it's very dangerous. So she got that. She said, I really long to do this, to have my life, but I guess I can't. When the soul is awakened to the divine mind of truth within, we come to realize it is possible. All things are possible to those who believe it's possible. Shirley has made a spiritual journey to wholeness by taking a risk, stepping out to do what made her happy. She had to get angry to do it, but it got her there. that energy spurred her forward. Are you willing to risk letting God guide you? I invite you to take that within. Are you willing to take the risk of Spirit knowing you perfectly? As Neil Simon said, if no one ever took a risk, Michelangelo would have painted the Sistine floor. Floor is safe. Ceiling? Oh. We need to move. We need to risk moving into the area that would give us the greatest joy in life. Number 2, love yourself enough to dream, to let that dream come forth, even though it might look different when it finally does appear. Finally, Jo, she refuses to come home, so her husband goes to Greece to get her, to find her. And he walks by her, he doesn't even recognize her because she's changed so much. And she said, I used to be the wife. I used to be the mother. Now I'm Shirley Bradshaw again. She has come full circle to her wholeness. And now her husband's in love with her once again. Close your eyes. Go to your heart. It's never too late to let God bring the dreams that we have to life. We might look different to everybody when that happens. Are you willing to become you, to continue what you want to do to give you happiness and joy and love and satisfaction? Breathe in. The truth is you are in your right place, going to your true place. Where you are right here is perfect, it's fine, it's wonderful. But when you let the dream move you forward, you will end up in the most wonderful place you could ever imagine and more. Go to your heart, let go. What have you been saying over and over again? What have you been thinking unconsciously that is not the truth of you? Spirit never tells us how limited we are. It's only yes, it's only joy, it's only good. And if today that looks like a home by the water, so be it. If it means a life of peace free from anxiety, it's yours. Whatever it is we want, it's right here, right now. Breathe in. Let go. In your heart, in the quiet, affirm silently, I am strong, whole, and healthy. I am strong, whole, and healthy. Let that take hold in every breath, in every thought, in every cell, every molecule of your being. God is right here, right now. There's nothing missing, nothing at all missing from you. Every creation of God is perfect. Perfect means complete, whole, nothing missing at all. I am strong, whole, and healthy. I am prosperous, and my life is a great adventure in living. What is your dream? There's more than enough money to take care of it. You may not see it right now, but as we affirm it, as we know it, it will show up in the right and perfect and joyful way. How is not up to us? That you are prosperous, that you are meant to be prosperous, is the reality. Let go of how and know Spirit is doing the work. I am prosperous, and my life is a great adventure in living. As we go into the silence for a few moments, we bring this idea, this truth. I am more than enough. I am more than enough. I matter. I am more than enough. I matter. Take a breath and listen to the voice within. All it takes is a moment, one brief moment of truth, one brief moment of agreement, one brief moment of joy. I am more than enough. I matter. That's the truth. And for this realization, we're so grateful. Amen.
Thanks again, Paul, for another great message every week. Thank you so very much. And you reminded me when I saw that show how profoundly and emotionally impacted I was. And I didn't understand why at the time. And here we are today. So thank you. Yes. Okay, so come back every week and get more of this. Get fed and recharged every week, please. And we have a great way for you to give back for the gifts that this center offers. There's so many ways that you can give back. You can do it online. You can do it at our website. You can even route through the Facebook page. You can scan this QR code with your phone and give very easily. That's that way. That's the way I do that. Or you can drop your offering in the plates that the ushers are bringing around to you now. Please be generous and supportive in your offerings with the center. And if you can join me now with our offertory blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive, and so it is.
I was blue, just as blue as I could be. Every day was a cloudy day for me. Then good luck came a-knocking at my door. Skies were gray, but they're not gray anymore. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly. Those blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Oh yeah. Saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly. Those blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on, nothing but blue skies from now on. Woo!
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, guys. That was great. Thank you. I know it feels like you've seen the whole movie, but really go on YouTube and watch Shirley Valentine. It's really powerful, very funny, and very, very touching. Close your eyes one more time before we move on to the rest of our day. We have a beautiful day, blue skies all day today. We celebrate. We're so grateful to be alive. We're so grateful to be here. We're grateful for our lives unfolding perfectly. Your good is waiting for you, and you're never too old for it. Just say yes to it today and want to show up. Breathe into your heart. Get excited. Be grateful. Be joyful for you, for your life, for the people in your life, for this community. In this consciousness, in this energy, let's affirm together our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let's all stand, join hands, and sing, "Let There Be Peace on Earth," and let it begin with me.
Let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Everybody, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning. Thank you, gentlemen. Amazing.
Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling. Blessings are falling like a sweet, sweet rain. Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling on me. Beauty is falling, is falling, is falling. Beauty is falling like a sweet, sweet rain. Beauty is falling, is falling, is falling on me. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace. Oh Lord, I will dance forevermore. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your